kidding.
Buzz, I'm going through all your private stuff. You better come out and pound me. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. Home Alone.
Let's go.
We're back, baby.
We're
Merry
back.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, 1990.
Been
Home Alone.
Looking forward to this one.
Fun.
I got the boys back, by the way.
Ray.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, boys.
Big Ray, Mike Story. I am the host with the most. Lost a little weight, but I still got a gut.
Looking good.
Looking good.
Gonna gain more on Christmas. Here we go. 1990, man. Probably one of the first Christmas movies we all saw. It was 90 Kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
That we all saw. It
Fun
was
fact.
acceptable, young.
I don't watch this nearly as much as I watch other Christmas movies, but I still know this movie as well, if not better. The quotes, everything about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of. I mean, for me, it's I usually probably watch it at least 2 to 3 times, every December. But fun fact about this was the #1 movie in the box office when I was born. So
Oh, how about that?
because this came out in December of 1990, I was born January 9th of 1991. So
I like the second one too.
And I think they had. I think I read it had a 12-week run in the box office. So
It's the first one I watch. It's either this or Christmas Vacation.
yeah, Christmas Vacation.
I mean, it's a better film. It's funnier, but like this is more of a classic. I feel like
Right.
It's just
There's
for kids.
certainly more heart
nostalgia,
in this
for sure.
one.
And it's also like the ability for this movie to kind of appeal to ages like 6 through 80,
Oh, 100%.
male and female. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it
Old
doesn't
Man
matter.
Marley. I understand like like in the beginning he's sort of a villain, but nonetheless, like when the church scene, it definitely brings like older people, who are religious and just go to, just in general, just not even religious, just caring people that for younger generations.
Italians love it. You got Joe Pesci. I mean, you can't go wrong there.
It's true.
So what stood out to you, for doing the research for this pod, watching this again through a different lens, right? So what stood out to you guys?
There's a lot of under the radar funny lines in here, just one-offs from the siblings and from some of the parents that if you haven't watched it in a while, you kind of forget about that kind of stuff. So for me, it was just watching through, and the very first scene when they're running around, there's something where one of the sisters says something to one of the brothers, the Pete and Pete guy,
right.
and he's just like, "Shut up!" And I'm like, "That's just like a sibling." Like they did a really great job, kind of portraying the family dynamics there.
Yeah, they didn't actually just pick on Kevin either. I mean, he was kind of the brunt of all of it, but they were messing with and it was a crazy dynamic, 15 people.
I mean, I don't know. I will fight back to a point that I do think that he was the run of the litter. Like, they all, in a way.
And you'd think it'd be Fuller, right?
Except until when they're in Paris, the one sister is saying, "You're not worried about him?" Like, you don't even, he's just like, no. Buzz is like, he deserves it. He's been, a little bitch lately.
Right.
He didn't say bitch, but he's been mean lately. And he's just like, he deserves it.
He says A, and then he says
Two,
and then he says
and
D.
D.
Yeah. We live in the most boring street in the world. I'm not that
Where nothing
lucky.
remotely dangerous will happen.
Which is an amazing scene, but I'm just saying, like, I'm saying while they're at home, I just don't feel like that the siblings, the family in general, really care about Kevin. He is the isolated black sheep of the family, and then only when he's gone is when they care. The mom clearly cares, the dad clearly cares, and I think honestly, maybe the girl siblings cared.
They treat him like shit, but also he's kind of a little shit.
Oh, he is 100%.
Because he is spoiled, right?
Everyone in that family's terrible.
Yeah,
Look at that
like,
house.
you gotta understand, they have no parental figures. He's on the phone.
Look at the way Frank acts, and he's a grown man.
They're just
he's
awful.
spoiled.
But I mean, one of the recurring themes is being grateful for what you have and not
100%.
realizing it until it's
Right.
gone. And the family experiences that as much as Kevin does.
It was a different experience, too. I mean, I've watched it a lot as an adult, but like really watching it through the lens of this, doing prep for this, was Macaulay Culkin. So he was 9 when he filmed this. He's playing an 8-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
He is so tiny.
Yeah.
So tiny and just feeble.
Not
but
as tiny
also-
as his brother, which obviously is little.
Oh, right,
littler
right,
brother,
right.
but still,
Well,
it's just
don't give him
funny.
any Pepsi.
Yeah. That's
Another
Kieran
thing I
Culkin.
noticed was that the break-in, like, I feel like when I was younger, I thought it was a bigger part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like the last
It's
15
really
to 20
not,
minutes.
yeah.
I mean,
So-
I know there's a lot of the precursor stuff of, like setting the stage of when they're going to come, when they first come, all that. But it's really only a sixth of the movie.
When I was watching it this week, I was surprised about at some point they've got to get to the break-in, but there's so much lead up here. It's not until that clock strikes you realize
Right.
there's like 15 minutes left in this movie.
Well, and two, I mean, you guys are 100% right about that, and it's one of those things, like you said, rewatching it for this, it's, watching it, it was one of those things that, again, like you said, watching it as a kid, that was the most momentous moment, funniest moment is the break-in, so it just felt as if it felt so long, but then now as we're adults, it's still the funniest part, but we just have a better idea of time, and it's just like, oh wait, like that was a pretty short time. But it was in a way a great job of the director and the writers and everything to build up the family, the idea of this movie, to then set the line. At least for the second one to be great. Obviously they still made I think 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think they're still making them, but I don't watch those.
No, probably all direct.
One other thing I have to mention is just John Williams' score.
Amazing.
We talked about him. We did the whole score episode, but like just the beginning minute, right before we even get to the house, like just there's like it's like 3 scores in one, right? There's like 3 different tones, and it's perfect.
Well,
like,
and I'm sorry,
it's a 10 out of 10.
90s kids, what is a more iconic Christmas carol per
It's the
se?
best.
I mean, I'm saying now I'm not saying it's the most iconic Christmas like jingle carol and ever. It's just as 90s kids, you hear the general music of Home Alone, you're just like, yeah, we know that is right away.
And the part of the when they're trying to catch the flight too.
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm saying John Williams
and
home run. All he does is hit home runs.
I'll tell you what,
He's Barry Bonds.
I was just in that.
Era, right?
I was just in that American terminal a couple of weeks ago, and it has the same architecture. It looks exactly the same.
no,
Yeah.
they haven't updated it.
No.
All right, is this on the Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies for you guys?
Yeah.
Top 4 for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your other 3?
So Christmas Vacation is
that's one of
definitely
mine.
up there. I guess it depends on if you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie or not. It's
We
a tough
just
one.
watched it. It's not.
Is Goonies
The
a Christmas movie?
music? No. No.
Hey, you know what? There are so many people that do consider it. I would put it in the category.
I didn't have 4. I had Bad Santa. Ray, we love it.
Yeah, you love it.
And then Home Alone
1000%.
and Christmas Vacation. I didn't have a 4th because I feel like there's anything you can insert.
That's
But, like,
fair.
I feel like it
it's
is
an X
obviously
variable.
in
It's
my
just
top 3.
interchangeable type.
Yeah, I'm
deal.
trying to think. What are some other classic Christmas?
I mean,
Obviously,
it's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
and all that crap,
fine,
but,
whatever.
like,
I mean,
Those are almost too much
I do like a
Christmas
Christmas
movies.
story, but it's just one of those things I know it's on like every single year.
Oh, yeah.
But there is
The
something.
Santa
about-
Claus?
The Santa Claus is no that I like.
Elf?
That's
I hear Elf.
Oh, well.
okay. There you go.
All right, this is the better one here. John Hughes. We'll talk about John Hughes a little bit here.
Let's.
Have we done a John Hughes movie yet? I think we've done.
Didn't we?
Well, Christmas Vacation essentially is a John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
Just like this is. He didn't direct this. He didn't direct. Chris Columbus directed this. He didn't direct Christmas Vacation, but he wrote it. Really meaningful for us, in terms of our age. We're from Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can
All
go
of his
see that
movies
house
are
if we want.
pretty
to.
much
He's
set.
all about it, man.
All of his
It's the
movies are
best
set
thing.
in Chicago.
Exactly.
Chicagoland, Illinois. I think Breakfast Club is like Southern Illinois. So, John Hughes. I don't know how he did it, but his 1983 to 1990. Are you ready for
Unreal.
this?
Yeah.
I'm just going to highlight
I
the
would
ones
just love
that
to hear
are
this. I can
huge.
see it now. It's great.
National Lampoon's Vacation, the original. 16 Candles. We have European Vacation, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Some Kind of Wonderful, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Christmas Vacation, and Home Alone.
The old 96er.
That is 7 years.
That's crazy.
And I left out like 6 movies.
And you know what? Like that is the meaning.
Did he write Home Alone too?
Yeah, he's in that too. That's
Good.
92. I
Yeah.
stopped it at 90 just because
I was just curious,
Like
yeah.
the apex of like.
I'm just saying, like that's the meaning of like if you have younger kids and you want to show them a nice catalog of movies that met the '80s.
Yeah.
You show them a majority of those movies,
Right.
And it's gonna capture of like the idea of a good idea of what the '80s, a lot of '80s culture and all this, the comedy of the '80s and
Coming of age, like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy worked. He was obviously a workaholic. I don't know how he had all these stories, and some of them are simple. I mean, it's mostly just the human experience, family, and growing up in Chicagoland in the '80s, '90s, which is what we all did. What are your top 3 movies from John Hughes? So I'll give you mine. It's tough because I just named off 12 bangers right
Yeah.
there. Christmas Vacation, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Ferris Bueller for me. And I'm saying I'm leaving Home Alone off. We are on the Home Alone pod. I am leaving it off.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, let me pull it up here. Let's see.
It's tough, man, because there is.
God, he's also got
12.
24 unproduced
So,
screenplays.
Breakfast Club is for me. I know Breakfast Club is definitely for me. Ferris Bueller is also on there, and then Vacation.
The original or Christmas? Because people love the original.
Christmas, just
Yeah.
because, yeah, the cousin just puts it over.
I
the
personally
top.
love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I just feel
That's
like
also-
it's,
I mean,
it's,
and-
it's
and
probably,
the great-
for
and the
me,
Great
the only
Outdoors.
great Thanksgiving movie there is.
Yeah.
Right? Because that is a
You know-
Thanksgiving movie.
You know what? I'll call
Yeah.
it out. That
There is no Thanksgiving
That's what I'm saying.
movies.
Call it out. That's a great call.
Which is
So-
very weird. Like,
Probably-
Thanksgiving's a big fucking holiday.
You know what? Oh man, that's a great.
I mean, come on, John Candy in his prime.
I know.
That's an epic performance that we wish Chris Farley had, right? Like the role of just he's an instigator, but he's also got the best heart.
Yeah. See, I mean, honestly, you might Yeah, I mean,
That was
I might replace that. I might
that's the
replace
inspiration
I might
for all
replace
the stuff we love with Farley,
I might
right?
replace
With
that. I
Spade
might
and-
replace that with Christmas Vacation.
So it's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, and Mr. Mom for me.
Wow,
Mr.
little
Mom's-
dark
Mr.
horse.
Mom's-
I love Mr. Mom. That's a great,
love it. I
great
love
movie.
it.
Yeah.
I like the dark horses. Okay, so $18 million budget, $478 million worldwide.
It's insane.
That's a
I had no
banger.
idea that it was
I'm
that
sorry,
high.
could you read me those numbers?
400
$18 million budget, $478 million.
That's I had no idea it made that much money. It was the
So
second
it's gotta
highest
be-
grossing film
as
of
it makes sense,
1990.
It's got to be easy. One of the biggest.
Well, they
grossing
paid
movies.
Macaulay Culkin in Skittles. I mean, apparently, even though he was really successful.
And also,
but-
John Candy made less money than the Pizza Boy
wow.
because he did it as a favor for John.
Oh, that's
Hughes.
fantastic.
So
I
he
didn't
took
know
it-
that.
He took it. He took
This is
he took the
after,
middle.
after Uncle Buck. And,
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was the highest grossing live action comedy domestically for 25 years.
No, 27 up until just recently. I think 2017.
It was a Guinness World Record holder.
That's sweet.
in
Roger Ebert. Did you see what he
Yes.
gave this movie?
2.5 stars, right?
What the hell?
Are you kidding me?
He's got a record
That's a bad one.
of
2.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He didn't like the burglar stuff.
he didn't like the
Like,
Rube
what do you want?
Goldberg-esque
Just
traps.
Do you just want the Kevin and Home Alone stuff?
Yeah, do you
Like
want
that-
a real home invasion movie? Like,
I mean,
So like, did he want like a I don't know, like a Miracle on 45th Street Christmas story? I don't know, just like
but
a
you
family.
got all those soft moments, and also you get the physical comedy and the fun stuff with Pesci and
And you know what?
Daniel Stern.
I'm gonna
like-
admit right now, just thinking aloud, that I think this movie started to numb me to the idea of violence as a child because
Mm-hmm.
I was born in the very beginning of the '90s, like January 9th, 1991, and seeing this stuff like probably in '94, '95, '96, to then late '90s started seeing WWE and South Park and growing then Jackass and et cetera, and then to where we are now that there's just violence everywhere. To
I don't know,
watch.
man. That nail through the foot is viscerally
It is.
uncomfortable.
Oh,
It is.
oh no, you.
I wish it went through farther. I
Yeah.
wish he really had just
No.
stomped
It doesn't
on
need
it.
to go through farther because to his point, the
sound,
Yeah,
too.
no, I'm with you, dude.
Yeah.
When you watch it go, you just like, yeah. And plus,
right.
and also the iron to the face.
That's a good
you
one.
would die.
Oh, they'd
I
be
got
dead.
some of that nitpicks. All right, best scene
Yeah, we got
here.
nitpicks for sure.
I'm going to start off just with, I love the intro. That's honorable mention, but the family chaos. Joe Pesci in there, in his police outfit.
Yeah, the
just,
opening scenes. Yeah, it's great.
I love how it lays out the chaos that they have in that house.
Mm-hmm.
How easy it is for him to be left alone with his ticket being thrown away accidentally because of the milk.
And his passport. I didn't notice that until rewatching, but his passport
yeah,
gets
right.
I
thrown.
never noticed that.
Well, I know
I
the,
didn't actually either.
the ticket, yeah, but when you see
no, right, no. When the milk spills.
not in the garbage can, but when the brief moment when the dad picks up the napkins to throw them away, you see a passport in there.
No. It's,
Yeah.
you said
I think
it's not in
that's
the
his-
garbage.
is that his
It
ticket?
is in the
The
garbage.
the ticket, yeah, it's in the garbage also. I'm just saying, like, I didn't notice that they threw the
Right,
passport
right.
in there
Yes,
as well.
correct.
Yeah.
I love the POV of when he does, even though Buzz totally instigates it, and it's his fault. He's the older one, like grow up, Buzz.
Dude.
Just the POV of him looking through the child's eyes of everyone being pissed at him. You're such a disease, Kevin. Like, and then Frank just being like, "Look what you did, you little jerk."
No.
Which is
No, you gotta do it.
I would punch my brother in the face if he said that to my kid. Like,
Look what you did, you little jerk.
maybe don't put all the milk by the tickets and passports. I'm
Dude,
just gonna say that. First
I
of
mean,
all.
come on.
Be a
That's
little
also like
organized.
nobody ever expects an accident.
nitpick. Oh yeah, right, yeah. Your little kids, like, yeah.
Just that whole scene is great. It just shows how
The chaos of family.
It's
really.
unorganized, right? And that's usually how it is because there's too many people.
Especially around a holiday, especially around travel, where it's just like, yeah, we're going to order out.
And
make it
children,
easy.
man, they're crazy.
And especially
That's why
with
we
the
don't
big-
have them, right?
Yeah. Question about the pizza delivery guy when he says to Catherine O'Hara when she gives him the money, "Nice tip, thanks a lot." Is that sarcastic or is he being serious?
No,
Like she
he's-
gave him a nice tip because I can't tell.
As a former
He's
pizza
being
delivery guy,
serious.
He is being serious. Okay.
But
No.
she's rich.
No,
I know.
It's
I
not
just
her money either, so
No,
she's
no,
going
no.
to give him
And here's
probably
the-
$60.
Because
right?
here's the way you know he's serious is when Kevin's just like, why didn't you bring more cheese pizza? Because when she gives him the money, that's when he says nice tip. And then that's when Kevin is just like, why didn't you bring more cheese pizza? The way he looks at him, he rolls his eyes because he doesn't care anymore.
Right.
Because
Oh.
he got
And he waited 10 minutes. Like, come on.
No, right. He rolled his
Pay
eyes.
your money.
He was so happy about it. Yes, yeah. That's what
They may have been fucking, just so you know.
That's possible.
Oh yeah. I mean.
He's a decent-looking younger guy.
Yeah.
Next one, the Home Alone montage of just Kevin doing all the crazy stuff. That's kind of what I do when I'm home alone. I run around the house.
Do you not shave and then put on aftershave, then scream in the mirror?
I'm just jerking off.
Did you
a lot,
know that
but,
was
like,
that was not supposed to happen?
I did read that.
It's a good one.
That it was improv.
I love the pizza delivery use of the Angels with Filthy Souls.
Mm-hmm.
I love just the use of
and how that's not a real movie, and the amount of people that think it's real. Like
they
to
made
the
it
point
for
that
that
Seth
genius.
Rogen and Chris
I thought it was
Evans-
too.
I did too, but I'm saying that like I read
They're
that
trying
a
to
while
find
ago.
it. I want to watch this
Chris
movie. What is
Chris
it?
Evans and Seth Rogen did not know it was real.
It's funny. I just love how it shows his creativity. It kind of just is foreshadowing he's a devious kid, man, and like he gets what he wants, and he.
I mean, dude, the first scene
and that
they
he
showed-
also gives him 20-cent tip for that one.
I love
Oh,
it.
100%.
Yeah.
An
Cheapskate.
a-hole. And no, by the way, to your point of him being a devious child, the first scene they show him when he says my parent, like my family disappeared. If I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's him jumping on his parents' bed with popcorn. Mm-hmm. And just causing the biggest mess of all time.
I feel like he did some uppers too. He probably got into his dad's.
Maybe
Whatever.
Maybe he got the
Yeah.
whipped cream.
Later.
They didn't afford that house by
Another small one I love.
selling vacuums.
Another small one I love is just the Michael Jordan Xmas party I have written down here.
Love it.
A couple nits to pick with that one later, but it kind of just again foreshadows his ability to improvise and like what he's willing to do. Instead of just calling, he could just call the cops clearly, or go to his neighbors or whatever. But he wants to. He's seeing this through, and he's going to conquer. This thing.
It is his house.
And
He must defend it.
It's awesome. And then the break-in, obviously, best scene in the movie. That lasts the entire ending. Love that. Well, what do you guys have?
So I also have the pizza delivery when Kevin is home alone. I agree. I think it sets him up to be a clever, devious, smart kid, the way he positioned it. And it's just hilarious physical comedy there. Kevin setting up for Harry and Marv. I love a good montage. That's a great montage
It
there.
is good because the music's great. It's like dun 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 dun. And you have, like,
Yeah,
you know,
great
it's like
great
a-
score to that.
Exactly.
And then the start of the break-in, I think, is the best scene by far. It's hilarious. It's how cavalier Kevin is when a home invader sticks his head through his doggy door and just pops him in the head with a
Hello.
BB. So, yeah, those are mine.
I have a majority of all what you guys have. I do love. I know it's the same. Like I love the initial of them trying to break in because the crowbars up. That's one of my favorite, just favorite lines of any movie of all time. Just it's great. And then when Marv goes to the back, snakes. And then here's the whole like fake gun, gunning down, go down. It goes back, he's freaking out. Goes back to the van. He's like, I don't know. There was a big thing that was going down. And there's some guy named
One of them got
Snakes.
blown away.
Yeah, so one of them got blown away.
I don't know anyone named Snakes.
His name's Snakes. I don't know any snakes. Like, I don't just like with that.
Go check it out.
Yeah, right. And then
Now?
Yeah, now.
No, not now. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, now, right now.
Now.
And just the break-in scene can be broken down realistically into probably 3 to 4 different scenes, but just it's just so good. I don't know. Like when I was a kid, that was almost the only reason I watched the movie. It's like I didn't want to skip the whole part of the movie, which would be an hour and 15 minutes of it. It's just like I wanted to watch. Like I'm saying, when I was really little, it's like I just wanted to watch that.
Is that
It was
where we're
the
all going to go
funniest
with,
part.
though? It has to be the break-in. I know it's
Yeah.
tough. It's kind of a cop
100%.
out to give
Yeah,
a
no, that's-
15-minute scene,
yeah,
but
that's-
Yeah, well, for me, it's that first scene, but
right.
yeah.
All right. What tastes the best? Physical
that's
comedy is great. I love seeing them just get beaten to shit.
I'm just going to jump on that. I think the humor in this is timeless
Yeah.
as well. So in addition to the physical comedy, the actual written screenplay, I think it's some of the best that aged from the 90s.
Well, and that's 100% right because it's one of those things when you listen to it even now, like you listen to you and your families, you hear that type of dialogue. To
Spot
this
on,
day.
man.
Yeah,
Especially
and
back in those days. A little
Yeah.
different than now.
Yeah.
But even still,
You can apparently call your brother's son, look what you did, you
a
little jerk.
who's
Not
supposed to be 8
PC
years
days.
old?
Let's go, Uncle Frank.
Right, Uncle Frank.
The extended family dynamic, not just the actual family, but the extended dynamic, right? Of just so many kids, nieces, nephews. Too much. I'm not a fan of it, but like it's just chaos, dude. And like that's why the holidays for people with large families, it doesn't always go smooth.
No?
And it's quite annoying. And my dogs just get food and they're just happy, right? A couple other aids the best. The Suburban Experience, John Hughes Suburbia, where we're from, definitely aged well. We remember growing up there. And then just how a kid would eat if they were alone in a house.
It's true.
And how we eat if we're alone
I
in a
have
house.
that.
Like
I have it as well.
Kids have no self-control.
No, I have no self-control.
His junk food,
Ice
just
cream,
everything
go,
about
man.
it. And he continues in the second one. It's just great that
Love
John
it.
Hughes continues the idea that it's like, yeah, if you're a kid, this is how you will eat no matter what. And look at you gingerly touch that tip with that phone.
Yeah, a lot of fun. What do you got? You got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I got just in general Macaulay Culkin's performance as a child actor. Like, it's just one of the best as a star child actor film. It's one of the best. Just in general, the way his full performance and the development of his character,
It's great.
It is really good. I mean, especially it's basically as good as his actual human.
I mean, I
human
really
life.
saw what Michael Jackson was attracted to.
Okay.
My God, moving on.
Strike that.
Just the childhood resilience of him, just of himself, just for us, with that, even though like childhood isn't that hard, but there are just things, even the littlest things, which obviously this is so monumentous, just unreal of an idea to live through as a child at 8 years old, but just the idea of him just, even as a child for us, like going through bullying, just the idea of growing up, and with all those things involved. You can just see that with him that you have that child resilience that is a really big thing that still to this day that we all try to let kids make sure that they can do, and then just the story it's a well crafted story just from the beginning.
Beautiful idea.
Right. I mean, there are a few slow spots, but there aren't crazy. It's not like there's a big lull in the middle, or it's a slow.
Yeah, they're more touching, which is appealing to a
Meaningful.
different,
Correct.
not quite the kids aspect. What do you got, Story?
I had a couple of things real quick. So mom's going to extreme lengths for the kids.
Fact.
Yep. And then the kindness of strangers, I think, is really important.
I know,
And
I
we
had that
see
too.
that John Candy's character, right, offering a ride. And then the themes of personal growth and self-reliance. You mentioned it, Ray. The nice thing about John Hughes' movies is they're not just dumb comedies. They actually have some heart and some themes and some lessons to be learned from them.
I mean, literally, you can go through almost every single one of his movies, and if you don't have some sort of feeling towards his movies at some point during it, then you just don't have a soul.
Right.
Like, I mean, seriously, like
You heard it here first, right? From Ray. You don't have a
You
soul.
don't have a
if you don't
soul.
like it. What is the worst? This is a big one for me that it's always kind of got me, and more so recently. So, Mrs. McAllister's phone call when she calls the cops to go check on Kevin.
That's my biggest
She
thing.
leaves out a lot of information that would have just solved everything. She doesn't say he's fucking 8 years old.
just my child.
And
like,
then
your
she
child
says
could be
international
30.
flight, but they're in Paris. Everyone's gone. The phone lines are down, and he's 8 and home alone. That's all you got to say. And they're not just going to knock on the door. They're going to go and get that kid. And you may lose him. But, do you care more about him surviving?
But
or
what about the police when she calls? I understand to your point. She just said,
They're
"Hey, my
bad.
8-year-old child," but she's like, "Hey, my child is home alone, and I'm in international. I'm in."
But she doesn't say how old he is.
But still
He
doesn't.
could be
I never noticed it.
15. 15, dude, he's fine. He's going to be smoking weed and,
I guess.
doing the...
Yeah, I'll
8 years
give you
old,
that.
dude. If you say an 8-year-old is home alone,
Yes.
that's all you got to say.
And you're right. No, you know what? In the entire
She
movie,
doesn't... She's, kind of covering her ass.
when the dad's talking on the phone with the French people, he's like, "Do you know where my son is?"
That's a great line, though, because
Right.
you could see an actual dad getting exasperated and just yelling at somebody.
Yeah,
They're leaving
100%.
out the information that would definitely lead
cut
to...
this movie in a
You
sliver.
may lose your kid, but at least he's going to be, taken care of. And I tell that she's embarrassed to say that. Or I don't know why. It's maybe for the plot point because they
No, it's
don't take
definitely
Well, then
a
the
plot
movie
point.
doesn't happen,
It's definitely
yeah.
the plot. It's
I
definitely
get
the
it.
plot point.
But you can see why she would do that, though,
Yes,
because she is
100%.
embarrassed. What kind of mother would do this? she says?
DCFS would be coming for.
And I love when Frank's like,
Kevin.
well, if it, I forgot my reading glasses. If it
Yeah,
makes
he's
you
like,
feel
if
any
it makes
better."
you feel any better, I
That's
forgot
such
my
a
reading
Frank
glasses.
line.
And the best part is
His wife,
Well, no, the wife looks at him first, and then I'm sorry, is Frank's brother the dad?
Yeah.
Okay, so then his brother looks at him, and then Kate slowly looks at him last, and all three of them like, "Are you
Crazy,
effing
right?
kidding me? Like, what are you talking?"
Other
about?
one I had just is home burglary. You can't do it anymore. Everyone has
Really?
Ring.
Because
bring cameras and
I don't actually have one, so don't rob
Have
me.
you guys
but
not heard? Speaking of sports, that you clearly pay
They do,
attention
yeah.
so much
A
to.
lot of people do.
oh yeah, Joe Burrow's house got
Recently,
broken into.
recently in the last 2 months, there have been multiple players who've been broken
But
into.
it used to
on
be
when they're
like
playing on
a
Sundays.
thing, like a career.
Used to worry about that kind of stuff.
Well, it's
Are you
clearly
worried
now
about it?
becoming. It's now becoming a
I mean,
career
yeah,
for-
but-
against
I got a
NFL
mean ass
players.
dog, bro.
It helps to have a dog. Get a
I'm
dog.
kidding. He wouldn't do anything. He'd just help them.
I'm gonna tack on there with police indifference at that age terribly, right? Just kicking her back and forth between the Family Crisis Center and the
Yeah,
actual police.
Hey, Crazy
then-
on 2.
Hyper on 2.
Hyper on 2.
That's what it is.
And then
Hyper.
and the actual police officer knocks on the door, tell them to count their kids
Yeah,
again. What does she
count
do?
their
Does he
kids
think
again.
she's lying? I don't know. That's weird. The bullying aged pretty badly. Buzz is just all over Kevin the entire movie, except for one line at the end. And then terrible families, right? Uncle Frank is an awful, awful uncle.
Well, that dude
He's
is
an awful person.
That dude is
Yeah.
one of the worst people I've ever seen in any movie ever.
Everything is either like negative or like cheap.
Yeah. No,
Like,
but-
only traveler's checks. Like,
And
fill it up, taking
you-
the stuff.
Did you hear what?
the
Did you hear
silverware.
what? Did you hear what?
Put it-
Did
just
you hear what
put
his
it in
dad-
your
what
purse.
Kevin's dad said when he said that. He says in the back, like you barely hear because there's all the chatter and the mom and the dad
Yeah.
are talking, and he says that, oh, I got traveler's checks, and then Kate says, oh, Frank, it's all right, we got money, and then then the dad, who's his, I didn't, like I said, I was making sure it was
Yeah.
his brother, says. He's like, oh yeah, I doubt those traveler's checks are gonna work in Paris.
Right, yeah, 'cause he knows. He knows.
He's been dealing with it for
Freeloader,
his
bro.
entire life. Yeah.
And then the next scene with Frank is him stealing the crystal
Right.
on the flight, dude. Like the guy
And
is just-
asking is like it free, you know.
Yeah.
That's a
Fill it up.
typical statement of just like.
Excuse me,
and
fill it
that-
up, please.
So then he's stealing. So it goes from him calling the kid a jerk to saying don't ruin my just dude, oh my god.
He just sucks.
I just get worked up, man. The
Yeah.
guy's the worst.
Yeah, he's the worst. All right, casting what ifs. I had a few here. Robert De Niro for Harry.
Yeah, it hurts.
That could be okay. It's still not quite what I want.
mean, no.
Also, John Lovitz.
Yeah, I read that too.
What do you think about John Lovitz?
I
love
that,
John Lovitz.
I think
but
that could have
no.
worked.
It
A little
stinks.
too goofy, dude.
Yeah.
But no. But we don't know any different if that happened.
This one is the best though. That you're gonna love this. Kelsey Grammer for Uncle
Yes.
Frank.
Yeah, how about
would've
that?
been
That's the
amazing.
one. Like this guy is just playing Kelsey Grammer.
Yes. No
I mean,
fact.
that's Kelsey Grammer in real life, right?
Yes.
I also read that John Mulaney was asked to audition for Kevin,
And then
which
his parents shot it down.
yeah, crazy. And then Daniel Roebuck replaced Daniel Stern to start filming because Daniel Stern could only film for 6 weeks instead of the 8-week
was he doing
production.
The Rookie? Or
But they didn't have the chemistry that Hughes and Christopher Columbus wanted, so they replaced Daniel Roebuck with Daniel Stern again.
And then
Good
apparently,
choice. I love Daniel Stern.
The
He's good.
impersonating Santa,
Yeah.
Chris Farley tried out for that.
Oh, really?
And things did not go well
What?
during the.
I
the
wish Chris
audition.
Farley was in this. It'd be like a Wayne's World situation.
Dude,
Would've been
yeah.
great.
So
You know what I mean?
it's just so funny because
I do like is Max from Armageddon is the guy. I do like
Okay,
him.
yeah,
too.
that's who it is.
yeah.
I
He's in
said,
a
that
couple
guy
things,
looks,
yeah.
and he sounded so familiar.
I have him in my irrelevant actor. I like
Okay.
him. But
Plus, that elf that is hot. She's
Dude,
Yeah,
she
she is
is. Yeah, especially when you're a little kid watching, and you're like,
Max is
jealous of her
definitely not
boyfriend.
tapping that.
Yeah.
Right? All right, recasting couch. I got a couple good ones. You're gonna love these. Michael Richards.
that's I
For-
have Marv.
Yeah, okay.
I have him as Marv
Right?
as well. I
Yep.
love that.
Because it's funny they have the fake Kramer,
Yep.
the guy playing,
Yeah.
you know,
Playing the
like,
cop,
yeah.
dude. Yes. Like-
I just think Michael Richards, if he had the Kramer energy,
Dude,
which is almost before he had the Kramer energy in real life, because season 1 was not great for Kramer.
no,
True.
no.
But give me that. Danny DeVito.
As Harry.
As Harry?
I have that as well.
Those two, I think, would be really good. Two of
Yep.
my favorite shows, right? You give me fucking Frank.
Yep.
Give me some Kramer. And then I have Sally Field. I'm going to shout out Erica. Sally Field for the mom.
Okay.
Sally Field, okay.
I think she has a good yell. I think she's caring. And then this isn't working the timeline, but if I had to choose a kid to play Kevin, I'm going Cordy Feldman.
Okay.
And I watched recently for Halloween. I watched all the Friday the 13th, and he is amazing. And I think it's number 4.
Yeah.
He's great. Corey Feldman's always.
But
been
have
great
you
as a
seen
kid
Corey
actor.
Feldman lately?
Well, no, he's an old lady.
He's
old
singing
British
and
lady.
he thinks he's a superstar.
I get
People
it.
just make fun of him.
I'm just saying. I think
Well, for
Corey
the time,
Feldman,
correct.
and there's no one else. I don't think
No,
that
he was
could
a great
match the
child actor.
performance
He was a
besides
great-
Corey
No,
Feldman.
he was a great child actor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Haley Joel Osment, right, in terms of a child actor, but he's
I-
not. He could never play this role.
I have him just as a what if. I don't know.
Haley Joel Osment,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't even born yet.
Have we not had movies? where
Different
we-
times, right.
Yeah.
He's just too. No, he's just too dark and like deep. Like Haley Joel Osment's like a 40-year-old man when he's 7.
You know,
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? He looks so much like Mac.
He's hilarious
He
in the
looks so much
Entourage
like Mac
movie.
that I
does,
think that
Batman.
he'll figure it out. Okay?
What do you guys got for recasting?
So for Kevin, I went with Jake. I went with a more modern spin. I went with Jacob Tremblay. He's the kid in Room. He's the kid in Doctor Sleep. He's done a bunch of stuff. For Marv, I went with Ty Burrell. I think he's got some good comedy chops to him. Could make for a good. And then pair him with Kevin Hart for Harry. And I think you got a nice touch there. I couldn't come up with a Peter. Like, he's just such a bland... I mean, the actor's great, but he's so bland. But with Kate, I went with Jenna Fisher. I think she'd make a good mother. For Marley, Old Man Marley, I'd love to see Morgan Freeman in this role. I think he'd nail it. Uncle Frank, I think Rainn Wilson would be a good Uncle Frank there. Buzz, I went with Gaten Matarazzo. He's the kid from Stranger Things, the curly-haired guy. And then For Gus Polinski, the polka king of the Midwest, I went with Ed O'Neill.
Oh, let's go. Married
Yeah.
with Children. Love him.
So
What
for
do you got,
me,
Ray?
I have Harry. We already said Danny DeVito. I thought that maybe Jason Alexander would be able to pull that
Oh,
off.
that's good, yeah.
And also Woody Harrelson, just because I see like, Woody Harrelson can do funny and serious, so he could do that character of being able to do both sides. Maybe not as like I don't know. I was just thinking like of a guy that would be able to possibly do a decent job at doing that. For Marv, I had Michael Richards. I also thought that not the height wise, but just Jim Carrey. I thought that he probably could do that pretty
Yeah,
good.
Jim Carrey would be good.
Also, for a double cast, Uncle Frank, Jason Alexander. I just sort of, I know,
Yeah, he could definitely be
I know
a
he's
dick.
young at the time, but as if you maybe put him like, maybe now. Maybe
Yeah,
like
well,
10
he's a
years
total
ago.
dick and curb.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
right. I just think he
Well,
would-
we went to my office, and then it didn't work, so we're going to go back to my
And then
office.
another one that I think will shock you guys, Phil Hartman. Just because I think
Also Hartman.
I think he could put in his character of Jingle All the Way, the passive aggressiveness, who he is an a-hole, but just turn it up, a couple notches. And then my last one would be Old Man Marley, Clint Eastwood.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
I just
He's got that energy, man. A little bit of warmth, too. All right, nitpicks here. We're going to have some issues with this movie, and I got to... talking about the French chicks, like, do they shave their pits? Like, first of all, he's 15.
Hey.
He's definitely a virgin. He's a weirdo, and he looks like Biff Tannen's ugly younger
Do
brother.
you not think after his girlfriend's pick that she maybe didn't give out?
But he
Or
can't
what I
get...
should say?
Dude, French chicks are pretty exotic, okay? He shouldn't, first of all, care if they have hairy pits, for one. For two, it's at a family vacation. You think he's getting laid? Absolutely not. He's 15.
Yeah,
no,
but
absolutely
this is how 15-year-old boys think, though.
Correct.
Fine, but
Yeah,
he needs to be more
hold on.
self-aware.
Nitpick on you. If
More
you didn't
self-aware,
think with your
Buzz.
ass on vacations when you were 15, thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna try to
More
bang that chick.
self-aware Buzz.
Yeah,
this
you
is
be
my
so
this is my number
self-aware.
one though. There's no way that kitchen TV, it's like a Zenith,
Mm-hmm.
would have the sound quality to convince people that there's gunshots and yelling, right? Like there's zero chance, man, that like they're gonna be running
I'm sorry,
away from it.
that's a
So
good
maybe
call.
Kevin figured that out because the pizza, it's easy to fool the pizza guy with that sound, but he goes to the street,
Yeah,
like takes
with
it
the
up a notch with the
firecrackers.
firecrackers for Marv.
Yeah.
But Marv,
Maybe he
but
did.
no,
But it worked on the pizza guy.
But
He's
hey,
an idiot.
but they're
Marv's
both,
also an
okay.
idiot.
But hey,
True.
you know what? I'm gonna stick with a story that maybe it's not as much of a nitpick because those guys are super dumb. The guy's a pizza guy, quote
Right.
a pizza guy formerly,
He's stoned.
and then
Every pizza delivery boy has
and
to
then
be stoned.
and then Marv is
But
Marv.
I think it's a law.
yeah.
No, it was.
They drug test you. If you're not high, you can't get the job.
It's not
Correct.
maybe not a federal law, but every state has it on the books.
No, it was a law.
Okay, so when they're calling, I know the street, all the phone lines are down the street. They don't know anyone else to go over there in the history of anyone. Their large family to go check on Kevin. I call both.
Yeah, you see. I mean, you see people like not everybody in the neighborhood is gone because there's a family
But I'm
that
saying,
Kevin walks
well,
by.
if the
That's
phone
what
lines are
I'm
down.
agreeing with you.
difference
Yeah.
of-
Live in St. Charles,
Exactly. It'd be the
Geneva,
difference of me and Story living over in Elgin, and we
Right.
call you. And be like,
Yeah,
hey,
I'd come
our
over,
stuff
man.
is we're in Paris. Could you go check on our kid
Our
because he's
son?
8 and
Yeah,
he's
right.
alone over in South Elgin?
How do they not know
Elgin?
Marley? He lives on their street. Why wouldn't they call him?
Right, because the parents don't think he's a murderer. 'Cause
Right.
he's not a murderer. That's
Right.
insane.
I
He's a
didn't
killer.
even think- I didn't-
Another
I just
total
thought about that.
right? Winnetka is 30 minutes from O'Hare. It's 45 minutes when the flight is taking off. So they have 15 minutes to get parked.
So I
dropped
thought about.
off.
I think Frank is just exaggerating.
He
there.
probably is
Yeah.
because it's Frank. But
Yeah.
like in general, it seems really tight.
But real quick though, during that time, security wasn't as tight.
I know I
So-
understand that part, but like it's still O'Hare is not a small airport.
Well,
It's not
nonetheless,
Rockford.
in the
O'Hare's
movie,
terrible.
they stayed
Huge.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Frank's
But
a
it's
liar,
Frank.
but
It's probably an hour and 10. But like, why would he? He's literally saying
a very small window. For
It's
us to
a
get
it's
there.
a fact is what he's saying, right? It's like solid.
Also, airlines just let you pick your own seats besides Southwest. that was
apparently. So he sets up the house in 50 minutes because it's 8 o'clock when he leaves at church and they
Yeah,
come
it's-
at 9.
zero chance that happens.
But don't you realize that
Did he
when,
have the
when there are
battle plans
montages
already?
in movies that the time slows down to
Correct.
the montage?
Correct. That's at least like 5 hours of stuff. It
Yeah.
looks like.
More.
Plus, yeah,
No, more. 5 hours for an
For a
8-year-old
kid,
kid.
too,
There's
yeah,
0% chance the kid can set up with us
How
in
did he
3
set up
hours.
How did he clean up the house afterwards? Would he clean up the house? I know
that's
he
one.
wants to
That's
hide
one
it.
of my
Why does he
unanswerable
even
questions.
why does he even need to hide it? Like,
No,
because
no,
it's going to
no,
be in the
He
newspaper.
cleaned the entire house besides Buzz.
Right.
Because when Buzz...
That was too much.
Yes.
But, like, it's going to be in the newspaper, right? Like, local break-in foiled the
By
wet bandits,
8-year-old
blah, 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 blah,
kid.
blah, blah, blah. On this street, they're going to find out.
But what if I'm saying just to help the police and just the whole community themselves, they said Old Man Marley was the one who followed the situation.
And he did. Last one, this one's interesting. Pizza would have been cheaper. So it's 10 pizzas, $12 a pop, right? In 1990 for $122.50 or whatever. Inflation and prices as they are, pizza would have been way cheaper than $12 for a large.
Dude, it's
pizza.
crazy how cheap pizza is still.
It's still cheap. I
When
know.
you consider,
the pizza
like,
just never go up in price.
I can't get
That's
out
a
of
lot.
Taco Bell but without spending $15
Right.
bucks. How is pizza still under $10?
Gas prices have
That's
been up
not-
are five times more.
Don't kid yourself. You go to Rosati's and you order
Dude,
yourself
Rosati's terrible. Rosati's pizza's awful.
Check yourself.
Well, it's
South
that's
Ocean
changed,
Rosati's.
but-
I've had it for 20 years and it has been
You
Yeah,
guys
it's
agree
terrible.
it would be more money, right?
fact.
What that pizza would back then?
No, it
cost
would've been
more?
cheaper
Oh, it would have been
back
then.
cheaper.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
too
probably.
much back
I don't
then,
know.
dude. $12 a pie in 1990?
What's
Yeah,
a
it's
pizza?
crazy.
What are they getting? Frickin' like a sit-down Italian
Literally
place?
like
dude.
No, it's
Like
Little Nero's.
a 20-inch
They-
deep
their,
dish.
their deal is it's free and their delivery place, man, is 2-to-1 is the inflation at least.
Yeah.
At least. So you're saying that now would only be 240?
Here you go. A medium pizza from Pizza Hut was $8.99 in 1990. So it would have been cheaper.
That's a medium.
That's
They got,
actually
no, they got
expensive.
larges.
10-inch
extra larges.
sausage
Maybe you
was
guys just
$6.50.
bumped. What do you guys have for nitpicks?
So nitpicks I have literally first off that the fact that I understand it's a kids movie, it's a holiday movie, blah blah blah, whatever. Kevin killed those guys.
Oh, yeah, they're
How
dead.
many times over?
They're dead. Dead or severely incapacitated and disabled. So Kevin's going to jail.
Yeah.
He's just defending his keep, man.
I mean, he set up traps to
It's not
murder
Florida,
guys.
right? It's not stand your ground there.
Because here's the thing, we talked about it earlier. All he had to do was call 911. Nope, he took it on as a vigilante and murdered these guys.
Well, and the phone lines were down, but he also had multiple times where he was
he was
shoplifting.
in the grocery store.
Right, to talk to adults and Marley. Like, just tell him. Just tell him.
And yeah,
He was a deranged kid. He took pleasure in shooting him with that BB gun.
And
Yes.
Hello.
1000%. And then I'll give two more things and let's story it is. There's a double one between the dad throwing out the passport and also him unplugging the radio, which I understand that made sense because at first because he unplugged it, but then the power went out. So like when
Right.
the power was out, that because I don't know why they showed that. It's like he unplugged and they showed the I guess it was just sort of a precursor, but it's like
Right.
the power went out. So like I don't know, but
And how does nobody wake up?
that's another
Yeah.
thing
People.
with kids.
8 a.m.?
You're
Yeah,
telling me
100%.
Kids,
Yeah, no
way.
kids up by
No-
8 a.m.?
No shot.
Fuller pissed the bed.
No, exactly. And then also, I'll just leave it with this with my nitpicks. Family Guy completely busted this movie open in about a minute and a half, if not, it was like a minute. All it was these guys walked in. Hey, don't touch that. It's hot. It's a hot. It was hot. And then like, oh yeah, you probably shouldn't go down those stairs. It's pretty icy. Yeah, I won't. And so they bust the door open with a gun, and this kid's like. And they're like, hey, watch out for those cars right on the yeah. And the kid's like, ha ha ha.
Put that
you
clip
guys want
in,
to keep?
will
You guys want to keep playing? You want some more? And the guy just shoots him, and then it's just over. Like, I mean, as stupid as Family Guy is, that is basically
Yeah, for me,
the entire movie.
Peter and Kate know Kevin is home alone, but they only have the police check on him once.
Once.
Yeah, that doesn't
That's
make any
completely
sense. And
absurd.
who's the French guy that Peter's talking to about it? I don't, weird. And then the pizza guy would have called the cops, and then that whole thing would have been situated.
Right, there was gunshot at him.
Exactly.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
I mean, unless
You can sue the pizza
unless-
company for sending you into
Well,
a...
unless it was the South Side of Chicago, he was delivering pizzas. Which
Yeah,
was
it's
the opposite.
Winnetka. They would have a
$1 million
SWAT team.
house, bro.
It would have been.
It's
It would have been the
complete
response from
opposite.
Christmas Vacation.
As I'm saying, it's the complete opposite. So it's like if I, as a pizza guy in St. Charles, if I heard gunshots quote at me, there's 0% chance I'm not calling the
As
police.
opposed to in the actual city limits of Chicago, you expect to hear gunshots when you
And-
deliver pizza.
And yeah, you
I
1,000%.
Yeah, I
think you're
see.
more delivering crack there.
Oh.
Okay.
Correct.
Weak link. What do you have?
Every kid except for Kevin. And
Correct.
to a lesser extent, Buzz.
I said-
they're all dead weight. All,
I
yeah.
literally said, I said Kevin's rest of side.
I get that they have to be there, but none of them are good actors, and they bring nothing to
I
the
went
movie.
more micro. Kevin's sister with braces.
Yeah, she's awful.
She's terrible. Les incompetents.
Yeah.
You know what they call
Pretentious.
Ugly too. Gross.
You'd probably bang her right now.
No, well maybe now.
I said right now. So yeah.
Oh Jesus. Heat check. This is a loaded category here. I'm gonna give you my nominees and add on any if you want.
Good.
Fuller,
Fact.
Amazing. The smile he gives when he's like, Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi.
That's
like,
Dude, and the way he does his
younger
eyebrows.
brother, right?
yeah, that's Kieran McCulkin.
And
I just love it.
the way he does his eyebrows, he's just like so menacingly. He's probably like 5 years old. And
no, he's
just,
actually like 8.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so
he looks really young.
How old was Macaulay when they did 10?
9, you
9.
said.
He was 9?
Yeah, he looks way
Wait,
younger. Yeah,
he's
he's
only a
even
year
smaller.
younger in that
Even
movie?
smaller, yeah.
Wow.
They should have made him the main. That would have been really
All
great.
the McCulkin brothers are small.
John Candy.
I have John.
Yeah,
Candy.
that's my heat
That's
check.
mine.
Shoving the clarinet or whatever
Yeah,
in
try
their
it,
face.
try it,
Like,
try
it, yeah.
Apparently, he's never heard of COVID.
Buzz, unreal. I mean, just...
Well, I'm gonna say, like, honestly, I think it's John Candy because from what I've my research, he improvised pretty much all of his lines.
That doesn't surprise
And
me.
John Hughes said, he's like, I don't allow that. He's like, he was the
This
only
is
one.
tough,
that
though.
allowed that.
Uncle Frank? Dude, who's going for more than Uncle Frank? And then I'll give you a dark horse here. Mitch Murphy, the neighbor kid. Just annoying the hell out of the drivers.
Does this
Like,
get
all
good
the
gas
questions.
mileage?
Like, yeah, right? Like, all that.
No,
Is it
it's
cold there?
Frank.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
You're right.
Is that the actor's name or
Eh,
the character's name? Mitch Murphy?
That's, I think, the
It's the-
character's
that's the
name.
character's name.
And then he's like, at the end, like, hey, have fun in France. Bring me home something French.
No,
Yeah. No, that kid's
I'm
good.
sorry, you're right. It's Frank. Because
You
literally,
think it's Frank?
I'm going to stick with Gus Polinski for me. That's John Candy.
Yeah.
Polka King of the
It's
Midwest.
Buzz or Frank for me.
I'm changing
I
mine
choose
just
one.
because John Candy is in it more, and he is epic in it. It's one of his.
Frank.
It's one of my.
Everything
it's-
Frank does
Frank
is
is in it in
frickin'
such a
nuts,
short
bro.
amount of time, and
So
every
nuts.
time he's in it, he just you want to kill
steals
the
it,
guy,
yeah.
and he's just.
And it's
an
great
a-hole.
writing, too, for him. But
Correct.
it's also, like, the
And
delivery is
exactly,
just
he
such
does
a
it great.
prick.
Like he's
I
a
love it.
cheap. Like I was explaining earlier, every scene.
We
he's
all
in-
know a Frank. We all have a Frank in our lives.
Right. Okay, so overacting. I also have Frank and then Stern and Pesci, just for the physical comedy aspect. I don't know. I would probably go with either of them. What do you guys have?
I went with Devin Ratray. That's
I
Buzz.
want Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, overacting. Just
Little
I
bit.
wouldn't let you stay in my room if you were growing out of my ass.
Yeah. Just the way he hangs on to things.
I mean,
And the story
in a
about
way,
Old
I
Man
said
Marley.
Catherine
Yeah.
O'Hara, but it's not in a bad way. I just said she was overacting in like a great way,
Yeah.
just to be like just showing
Desperation,
that.
man.
Correct. I mean, I know like what we're thinking is just overacting. I mean, at least that's what I take it as somebody who had a little bit of time and they just killed it on their little bit of time. And Catherine O'Hara is obviously one of the main actors, but still, I mean, Buzz is my main person that I would put with that.
All right, scene we would add. I had more traps at the neighbor's house. Just another little 5 minutes of more stuff, just because I love the break-in aspect.
I want more of that montage. I want more of the planning and more of the execution
Yeah.
of setting up the traps.
Sure. I went with.
I would like-
Sean McVay agrees.
Yeah. What a moron.
Shut up, Jesus Christ.
I really would just.
Let's run Matthew Stafford around the edge when he's 40. When you've got Kyron Williams and they're on the 3-yard line.
Aaron Williams sucks.
Sounds like
It doesn't matter,
That
like-
sounds like a Shane Waldron handing to Doug Kramer on the 1-yard line, who's a center.
That was
Yeah.
good.
So the traps, yeah, definitely for me.
More. He wants more planning.
I want
of the
more
traps.
planning,
I
yeah.
want more execution of the traps. What do you
That's
want, Ray?
I would have liked just I don't care if it was even just a 1 to 3 second clip. I just want Buzz walking in with his reaction to his room.
Right.
No. That would've been
I mean, I'm not
That's
saying
good.
like I'm just saying like
It's destroyed.
I understand.
I mean, it's
I just
destroyed.
would have liked to him just try to give his. I understand we agreed he's not a great actor, but it's still just I don't know. He's obviously the main antagonist to him besides Old Man Marley until he becomes a friend, and I don't know. I just especially because we all talked about him, we agreed how the hell did he clean the whole entire house, and I said except Buzz's room.
Right.
And to your point, he probably did destroy
It's
it
just
way
too
too
much.
more. Yeah, but I just think that just imagine him being like, long vacation from Paris. This little a-hole had this
Right.
little trip.
Everything's pristine but his room.
Right.
P break scene. What do you got, Story?
The church scene. So it's Kevin talking to Marley in the church. I understand that it's a huge plot point and it drives the rest of the movie forward.
Are
and
those Grinches or Ninja Turtles? 'Cause
And
I
I get,
Grinches.
and I get that it's an emotional beat and it's part of the character
Yeah.
growth, but I get it. I know what they're going for.
You
I
just
can
said
easily
it's
skip
it's
that
just
scene.
The worst scene you said. So.
I don't think it's the worst scene. It's just
But that's
I
the
know
heart of the
it.
movie, though.
I get it.
I know. I
If
get it.
you probably notice a theme in these for me, it's the heart of the movie is one where I'm just like I'm checking out, right?
Story's heart is black and he has no soul.
Yeah.
He should have
3
the
sizes
Grinch
too
on.
small is the
He
correct
should
response.
definitely be having
Because
the Grinch
that's the Grinch.
shirt on.
What do you got?
Just one of the families in Paris.
Eating the shrimp?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
yeah, there's not much there either.
Let's put it this way. One of the main themes of the story that this guy thinks that he could just skip.
Gloss over. if
I'm
you will.
just going to say this scene where they're just acting as if, like, only a couple of them are worried about Kevin. The rest of them were like, we're stuck here.
Right.
People are gone. Like, screw him. It's like
I want to see some hairy armpits, Buzz says.
yeah. I mean,
From girls. I had calling the cops. The whole scene of Catherine O'Hara just...
You don't like that back and forth?
No, I kind of do. It just goes nowhere.
That's true.
And it
I
doesn't
don't know.
end up actually paying off
I
because
do-
the cop...
I do
No,
like
there's
that.
nothing wrong here. Even though what's hilarious is that he knocks on the door, right? And that's right before Kevin... that's right after Kevin runs back into the house when he says he's not afraid anymore.
Right.
He doesn't lock the door.
right.
So the cop could easily, at this point, he's looking at a person, right, of interest, or like a wellness check. If the door's not locked, you can open it. The cop can go in. I could go in. He's a cop. Doesn't even check that. Bad cop.
Bad cop. Well,
It's bad evereverything.
yeah,
Well, the
that's
entire
not
cop-
unheard of, though.
Well,
Right.
dude, the entire
Lazy cop, bad cop, whatever you want to call it.
I'm sorry. I really have a hard time feeling too. I should have mentioned as a nitpick how the airlines just didn't have any sympathy. It's like, oh, but again, to your point, Rob, she never mentioned it is my 8-year-old
Yeah.
child. Like,
Give
I
the
need to get home.
information. Stop being embarrassed, you whore. Okay, internet research. I only have one little tidbit here. Thought it was really interesting. The girl in the pic, right? The Buzz, your girlfriend, Woof. It's actually a boy.
Yeah,
Because
isn't
they
it?
did not
Isn't it
want
the
to-
actor Buzz just in a wig?
No, I don't think it was Buzz.
Okay.
It just he didn't want to have because
Because
rightfully
it
so.
says right here, Chris Columbus thought it'd be too cruel to make fun of a girl like
And
that.
that was before
The
they
boy
realized
that
how
was
big this
used in
movie
the
would
photo
be.
was art director
that girl would not make it.
Dan Webster's son,
Right?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, they would not make it having forever everyone being like, this is a nasty girl.
and that would have aged.
That would have sucked.
she
terrible.
was nasty. What do
Well,
you
it's
guys
a
got?
dude, so.
Yeah, what do you guys got?
I didn't realize it's the treehouse that's on the property that in which the movie was filmed. It was built for the movie and then removed afterwards. It's actually not part of that property. This is a fun one. The tarantula that Kevin puts on Marv's face. So Daniel Stern agreed to that, but only for one take, and he had to mime the scream, and that was added in post, so it didn't scare the spider. And this one's fun too. The artificial snow that they created for the film, that production created, was donated to the Lyric Opera of Chicago, who has continued to use it in a number of their productions.
Really
So yeah, giving back, recycling or upcycling.
interesting.
Right?
Yeah, for me, it says here that I read that it said Joe Pesci was so used because remind us this was it was filmed in 1989 probably, as it came out in 1990, that he was so used to using profanity in his acting that Chris Columbus went to him and advised him to use the word fridge instead of the F word. But instead of him using fridge, that him just mindless murmuring of nothing. He's like when he does that, that's him like giving himself away just to like outburst without swearing because he was
I like it.
because he was
Fridge.
swearing so much
Fridge.
on
What the
on
fridge?
set.
All right, unanswerable questions. We touched on this earlier. Why didn't they call Marley? They said, the quote in the movie is he's been on the block since before the McAllisters moved in. He tells that to Kevin. And he's such a nice guy. He's literally shoveling and salting the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Which is the city's job, not the house's job, right? I feel like the city might take care of that.
No, not
Your city ever?
sidewalks.
Yeah, your city
Not
ever?
sidewalks.
No, but they should. And this is a rich area.
No, if it's a street or
No,
cul-de-sac,
now
they'll allow but not
that
sidewalks.
being
Still doing other people's
that being a
sidewalks,
rich area,
okay?
they probably do have a company that comes in
Right.
and does that.
But either way, he's doing it.
he's doing it.
But
Call
I will-
him.
But I will say, an unreasonable thing. I had a neighbor who was super nosy, who would do just weird things. I'm saying like this guy's doing a great thing. So
Was
I'm
he a
saying,
pedophile?
No, but that's
probably
besides
was.
the fact. Well,
This is a good one. Did this movie hurt the aftershave industry? Because that's gone, right? Does anyone use aftershave anymore?
Not that I know of.
But it used to be like a
Although,
thing.
if you go down to the locker room at a country club, they always have aftershave
But
down
does
there.
anyone- 'cause no one's ever used it.
That's old dudes using that shit.
But I'm saying, did this
Language.
actually affect it because like it burns him? And would it actually burn him if
No.
he didn't shave?
So it would not, right?
Right.
Because it's alcohol
But
based.
who also uses aftershave? What is the point of it?
I don't know.
It's
What does it
stop-
do? It smells
Well,
good?
it's a
No, it's
toner,
to
right?
It's
So
to
it,
stop your burn. Like
no,
it's,
But it doesn't burn when I
that would be
shave.
like a styptic thing. No, aftershave is alcohol based, so it's supposed to tighten up the skin.
You would know. You shave like
But
every day, right?
no, I don't shave every day.
Every
but
other day?
I use a lotion, a nice after cream
Every
or
other
whatever.
day?
No,
yeah. Shall we just?
I
start-
shaved yesterday.
Shall we just start?
I trim
How
up
soggy-
my
how soggy is
edges
that?
every 3 days or 4 days.
Hey, man, I have a skincare routine.
It's lame.
Hey,
That's not lame.
No, I'm
better
saying
than both of
aftershave
ours.
is lame.
Oh, aftershave,
It's just
yeah.
another like that's something a chick would do.
no, aftershave. To your point. To this point,
People
aftershave-
used
They
to
should
use
use
it.
it on their vaginas.
Maybe dudes use it on their balls after they shave
I don't
those.
shave my balls.
You should.
Well, you
It's like
probably.
Fangorn
need to-
Forest
I
down
don't
there,
like
probably.
ball work. I don't like ball like
It's a pain in the
doesn't
ass,
mean
but
anything.
ladies appreciate
Yeah,
that.
right.
They can grab it. I don't like them sucking on my balls.
He said he's basically saying he's married. He doesn't care anymore.
No, I love getting head. I just not into
no.
like
He doesn't
my
care about
balls
his-
being
Remember,
fucked
I'm just
with.
remembering that Imagination Land episode from
Right.
South Park.
You guys like ball stuff?
No.
I think it's overrated.
Nah, I don't
Unless they really know how to handle
I feel
it.
like we're getting off
You know
topic
what?
slightly.
A little bit. All right,
I have balls correct. It's good.
I have a couple more.
That's
One
what
more,
we all cut
actually.
out.
Did Kevin have PTSD after this whole
Fact.
home invasion thing? And also, did this affect Macaulay Culkin later in life?
Fact.
Or was that Michael Jackson's penis?
No.
So Macaulay Culkin took a long break from acting.
And he had a really
Few
rough
years
stretch.
after this, yeah.
Now he's doing great. He's like, I've
looks
seen
great.
interviews.
Well-
He's great. It was a stretch that was
Dude, he
bad.
was modeling on one of like
It was bad.
Yeah, I
one
wonder
of
if this
the
did have an
biggest
effect
like
on
model like
Or was it
things.
Michael Jackson? He's adamant that nothing happened. I'm not trying to get into politics here. But
Well, you know what?
Well, that's
was
politics.
he the only one that didn't get
May-
touched?
Maybe.
He was very touchable.
Maybe Michael Jackson
Right?
didn't do it.
He was the 8-year-old that would he was feisty.
I just
Maybe
said
he was too feisty for Michael
maybe-
Jackson.
Well, what if little
Right.
Michael didn't do it?
He's like, I don't want my
What if?
Oh, all of it?
What
Okay,
if?
what do you guys have for on intervals?
Well, we already asked it. Who cleaned up the house? I want to know if the family ever found out about the break-in. Yeah, it must be in the newspaper,
Has to
right?
be.
Yeah. So you think they'd be extra careful about missing kids going forward? But here we go.
No.
Home Alone
Next
2.
year.
And then this one could also be a nitpick. But how did Kevin phone for a pizza to come if the phone lines were down?
Oh,
No internet, right?
That's huge.
Yeah. How did he get the
That's
pizza
huge.
there? Yeah.
Thank you. That's why we have story on this pod. Besides his good
I'm
looks
asking the
and-
hard questions, and
Yeah.
I bring some frivolity
and
too.
nice shaving technique he
Yeah.
has. Looks good.
Don't forget my middle school
Besides
haircut.
my-
Yeah, middle school haircut.
You know what's funny? We're looking at 3 different levels
back.
of shave.
Oh, that's true. Clean
Good,
shave.
grease, it's clean.
Yep.
I have to have a beard. I'm a man.
Well, I'm trying, but you can see.
Clearly, I have no personality, so my beard helps give me personality.
You're just a turd.
I like the
I'm
trim
kidding.
job.
I'm a
It's good.
spicy
You're,
motherfucker.
you're a turd Ferguson.
Irrelevant actor. I had the fake Santa. It's Max from Armageddon, and he's
Yeah.
also in Groundhog's Day. He's the one that says, "You coming to see the groundhog?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How
Max.
about that?
I love that guy. I think he's
By
pretty
the way,
good.
Yeah.
irrelevant Matt Walsh Award.
Matt Walsh Award. Yeah, there you go.
No, yeah.
Same thing. Also, another nominee is Larry Hankin.
Yeah.
That's fake
Mine.
Kramer.
Officer Balzac.
Right? Like Officer Balzac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that what you guys both have?
Yeah.
I have him. I also have. This one's kind of on the border, but John Hurd. He's just in a lot
Yes,
of
he's
stuff.
on
Dead,
Tons
by
of
the
things.
way.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is. Rest
he
in
only died at
peace.
73. He kind of has a little mob ties, though, does he not?
Do you ever watch Prison Break?
Yes. Great movie. Great
Yeah.
movie. Great
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, he's the governor or
Yes.
the,
Oh, no, the
lieutenant.
warden.
Really?
Warden,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nah, he's
Well, this
something.
ties me
Yes,
into my
yes.
hot take
Yeah.
that Mr. McAllister's in the mob.
Oh, I see.
Right, I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been on the internet. Goodfellas style. He's kind of he's like Italian, but
So
he's not.
what?
The money. He's got his
Well,
house.
McAllister. That's an Irish name or a Scottish.
Well, you know what?
It's definitely
Goodfellas
not
was Irish
Italian.
too.
That's
It's
true.
definitely not
And,
Italian.
dude,
Okay,
the money?
besides the money, what else is there?
His
Maybe he's an accountant for the mob.
he is way chiller than the wife is for his kid being left home. Probably because he knows no one will mess with his house.
Oh, interesting.
Because this is the McAllister's house.
But then
wanna mess with
you'd
them?
think that Harry and Marv would have
Well,
heard.
they're
on-
morons though.
on the street. That's
They're
also
literally
true.
children.
You want to hear a
So
hotter
like
take?
he's
than
not
this?
he's not concerned at
Also-
all until that one phone call where he's like, but besides that, he's really chill about it.
So you wouldn't want to get in his bad
He's
side.
the Don, bro.
Interesting.
No one's gonna mess with him,
Oh.
right?
I got a hotter take than
We don't
that.
know what he does for work.
Way hotter.
What's
take
your
than
hotter?
that. You really want to know?
Yeah.
Well, I understand that the 2 main villains go to jail and then out, but never interested in women. And all about the money, and maybe they're together.
They're gay.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the top?
Definitely
Pesci?
Harry.
Yeah. Yeah. Marv's just getting his ass pounded, bro. Oh, that's great. What memorabilia? I only have one. I want the Buzz Your Girlfriend Wolf picture.
I want the Playboy.
Ooh, that's an old one. That's an
yeah.
actual issue of Playboy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I want that newscaster bears all Playboy.
Yeah.
I want to
Everyone,
see
no clothes on.
how much bush there is
That's
in
all
that.
you guys got?
So much bush.
Well,
Yeah,
I want
what
one of
do
the
you
crowbars too.
Dude,
One
I
of-
was about to say, I got crowbars.
yeah,
man.
one of the,
I mean,
one of
that's
the
one of mine,
crowbars
for
Get
sure.
a
would be great.
crowbar. Okay.
Have that hanging on your wall. That'd be
I want
awesome.
Harry's beanie and coat. I want the BB gun. I want the little Narrows Pizza Guys get up, which I typed it into Google. That is available to buy. $80.
What about that little
The
bronze
jacket.
jockey?
That's what I was actually just going to say.
Yeah.
The everyone hits.
Yeah.
Give me the statue, man.
Oh no, I had that too. Yeah,
The
yeah,
statue.
the front, I said the front of the house
Yeah.
statue. I had that too. And then I also had I just had the MJ stand up poster because that was just prime MJ, just just a cool poster.
That
I want a
cut up.
LeBron one. Okay.
Yeah, LeBron sucks.
Best quote.
Hey, real quick, why'd he step away?
Shut up. Best quote. What do you got?
So
I didn't put.
I
any
forgot
shots
about
in
this
it.
one.
There
It's
was so
the
many.
scene in the church when he's talking about the sweater with the bird. And he's like, I had a friend who got nailed because there was a rumor he wore dinosaur pajamas. I laughed out loud about that one. Everyone knows silver tuna tonight. Look what you did, you little jerk. Covered that. Santa Claus don't visit the funeral homes, little buddy.
That's a good one.
And then Max, the Santa. What's next? Rabies shots for the Easter Bunny? Just under his breath.
I like when he gives him the Tic Tacs too.
Yeah. Hold out your little paw
Here
there.
you go.
Yeah, his little paw. It's
As
funny
he's
because he does have the
smoking,
mitten.
too.
It's funny because he does
Yeah.
it. It says paw, and in a way, a paw is like a big just surface, and he pulls out the mitten. It's just.
What do you got, Raymond?
I do just like. Buzz, Joey wants your rubbish. You better come and stop me. And then also just again crowbars up. That's that line has lived with me. Like
That's
I
a
just
good
use
one.
that as just a funny line with friends, where there's just like cheering beers, I just use that line quite.
I'm going to start using that when I cheers people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Crowbars
great.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, and like just Fuller, easy on the Pepsi.
The look, dude.
Just the whole dynamic of that. Even though it's such a little thing, it's just really funny because we were talking about just the way the lines and the comedy of it. It was really good. Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
It's the best.
Yeah, and then just I know it's technically multiple lines, but just the whole tarantula thing. Marv, what are you doing? Harry, don't.
Beats the shit
What are
out
you
of him.
doing, Marv? Marv?
You think
Bam! It just nails him.
Just grab it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just get it off your face.
Yeah, right. Instead of just killing your friend with
So,
them.
it's-
Talking
it's-
about broken ribs there, a
I
ruptured
wonder
spleen.
if Black Sheep took that with the the
Oh, I guarantee
beating
they
of
probably
with the
did.
bat.
Yeah, probably
It kind
did.
of seems like that.
Yeah.
Apex Mountain, Joe Pesci. This is a tough one
That's one of mine.
because Goodfellas was right before this, and my cousin Vinny was right after. So I think this is kind
And
of it.
Casino?
That's it, right?
gotta be
That
it.
4-year run of just that's Joe Pesci, right?
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin
Macaulay Culkin
has to
is
be
also
his
mine as
Apex
well.
Mountain.
Yeah, you could also throw in Kevin's older brother Jeff. That's Michael Morona, the actor. He was one of the Pete's from Pete and
Pete
Pete.
and Pete, yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
know what else that
No,
guy
you're right,
did.
'cause no, Pete and Pete was Pete and Pete was after. So either way though, let's say
Yeah,
a couple
okay.
years. No, but either way, a couple years after, what do you do? A 3 or 4 year run at most. Like
This is a tough one. Christmas movies. Is this the Apex? Because I feel like there was a lot before.
I don't think so because
think there's a lot
because
after,
you
though.
but you do have Elf, right? And Elf is
Yeah,
one of an
come on,
all-time
get the hell
classic.
outta here.
Really?
Christmas.
You don't like Elf?
I don't think it's.
love Elf.
I love Elf.
I don't think it's.
like this is
it's
the
not one of my favorites.
culmination of
But
all
Elf
of the
is just so
Christmas
much
movies.
Elf
But
was
when's
fresh.
Christmas Vacation's '88.
Elf was fresh.
This
At the
was
time.
2000. So this is 1990.
Don't forget
all
about
the stuff before.
Jingle All the
these-
Way.
Okay.
Wait a minute, he did
I
Jingle
feel
All the Way
like
too?
this is no.
Jingle All the
no,
Way.
I'm saying this is the apex of Christmas movies, man. This is where it really came to a head, and it is so
I told you
big.
this
in pop
bad
culture.
Santa,
And I love the Santa Claus too.
I'm saying
but
the Santa Claus. This was 1990. Santa Claus was what 93.
there was so much momentum leading up to
Correct.
this movie on Christmas movies.
Yes. Oh yeah,
and
from
this
the
kind of
80s,
like capped it
yes.
off.
No, right. From
Right,
the 80s
and then
on,
after
yes.
this, it was downhill. Besides a couple of the ones that you
Yeah,
mentioned,
right.
See some peaks
that
there.
are spread out over
And-
20 years.
And how many Christmas movies between TV?
now there's
movies?
Red One. Does that what count?
And it's
Do
apparently
you
got
believe that movie? This movie, or we're going to talk about The Dark Knight, cost like 180 million
Red
to make,
One
or something like that. Red
is-
One, 250 million
And Red
dollars.
One's got like a
Dude,
30%.
Did anyone watch it?
A 30% Rotten
That would
Tomatoes.
never
My
watch
brother
it.
watched it. He said it's pretty funny, but my brother has terrible taste in movies.
Yeah, you don't.
But you know what?
Sorry.
Your
Yeah.
brother's probably like my mom. I'll ask my mom like, "Hey,
Don't
have you seen this
apologize.
movie?" And she's just like, "Oh yeah, it was good." I was like, "It was terrible." She's like, "Well, it entertained me." So maybe your brother's just like, "Well,
That's
it
yeah.
entertained me."
I cannot go to a movie in the theater with my brother anymore because he's one of those guys that will lean over and make comments and he laughs out loud at everything and he's
Well, he's into it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
okay,
get it.
I mean, if you see
I
it-
just
Good
can't
for
do
a
it.
sexual
Okay, if
partner,
you see
not
a
so
comedy,
good for a
that's
movie
one thing,
partner.
but
right?
I can't do it. I'll go see a movie once, like every 3 years.
I don't.
think.
I haven't been in forever.
Yeah.
All right, cap this off. Who won the movie? I think it's pretty easy. It's Macaulay Culkin.
Sure, but I also think the couple in the airport that was negotiating with Catherine O'Hara with the mom, you got the $500, the first class
Yeah,
plane
they got a
tickets,
lot.
the fake Rolex, the
For
earrings.
what, a couple hours.
Yeah.
And that's the guy from the
No, it
Seinfeld
was-
episode. The old
Yeah,
man,
it
that's
is.
the old man guy.
It was a day and a half, but a day and a half for all that, my mom.
It's a lot.
That's a win.
They're flying
And you're stuck in Paris.
right
That's
first
right.
class.
Paris flying home.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you wait an extra day and a half to fly first
And you're
class?
in Paris, right?
Yeah.
It's like
And they're
sweet.
old. It's not like, oh, I got to go to work. Those people were like 80
They
plus
might
years old.
die though.
That's true.
Within 2 days? I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
But let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
So, yeah,
We're a couple of weeks past
Kevin,
that.
Macaulay Culkin, but I like that.
Macaulay
That's a little
Culkin,
fun one
right.
there. So,
All right, boys. Any last words about this movie? It's a classic.
Classic.
Like I
It was
said,
enjoyable rewatching, especially through the lens of.
do you guys know what movie was the number one when you were born?
I was 82, so
No,
I have no idea.
88.
Yeah.
God, what turds are you? You didn't randomly look
1982.
that up?
Well, yours is pretty easy to guess there, buddy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because Home Alone's a like iconic movie. That's why we're doing it on Movie Deep Dive.
Oh,
well,
apparently-
Thank all. What do you got?
E.T. Yeah, E.T. for
E.T.
me.
number-
Massive.
That's
Massive.
good.
that was
yeah.
bigger
Look
than
at
Home Alone by
that.
a
Lot of
long
good
shot.
Oh, look at this. Yeah. Rocky 3, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wow. Yeah, you were.
Officer and Gentleman.
Star Trek
Richard Gere.
2, Wrath of Khan, Poltergeist,
Well, that's a lot of good stuff.
First
in that year.
Blood. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a great
I
year.
had The Burbs out in '88, so that's pretty cool. One of my favorite
So
movies.
that's you, right? That's
Yeah, I love Tom Hanks and I love The Burbs.
Ooh, Blade Runner was that year.
Dude, that's way down there. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Well, it was a huge flop. Blade Runner was a huge flop.
Wow.
when it
Fast
aired.
Times at Ridgemont High, number 30.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Good year. Good year to be born.
Yeah, The Thing at 43.
Rob.
Oh,
Rob,
look
you
at
said-
that.
Rob, you said you were born 88?
Yeah.
Die Hard, baby. Best,
Hey-o.
There you
Christmas
go.
ever.
All right, guys. Thank you to Mike Story. Thank you to Big Ray. We're going to do a double header tonight. The other one will be out later. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
And,
y'all.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you. Peace out.